Fewer than 2 years ago, California's Bart County was home to the deadliest wildfire in the state's history, claiming 85 lives. But even before completing the rebuilding process, the community is once again being threatened by blazes that continue to cause more casualties and destruction. Wildfires in the region have become more frequent and destructive over the years, but especially for lower-income families who are relying on donations to get back on their feet. Correspondent Eddie Stevenson reports from California.
Terry and John are among thousands of Northern California families who lost their homes to the Camp Fire 2 years ago, and among few who decided to stay.
It's hard living in a trailer. You got the septic you got to deal with all the time. We put up this shelter here for the shade and the deck to keep us out of the mud. It's got the trailer here to do the cooking operation out of, and basically it's all gonna just be temporary.
This temporary living situation is also costly. They run 2 generators to provide power for the cooler, washing machine, and other appliances scattered around the RV. Fuel alone costs them around $1,500 a month. They own the 4 hectares they live on in this canyon outside Concoe, California. But starting next year, the town council will only allow those with an active building permit to live in an RV, even if it's on their own property.
What I would like to see is the right to live on my property in a travel trailer if I so choose, and I don't see why, but they don't want to allow it. You can only be in your trailer for 1 year if you pay for the permit. So what about the people that are, not going to be able to rebuild? They're going to have to live in a trailer.
There for those guys.
His wife has been following the legal battle with PG&E Electric Utility Company that was found responsible for the fire, but the settlement they were entitled to came nowhere near the value of their property.
Unless you're well insured, you're way down on the end of the road. If you were underinsured, you're probably spending every dime you had just to survive. If you had no insurance, you gotta wait for somebody to help you.
That help is coming from Terry, who turned her backyard into a donation center, a safety net for the fire victims like this couple who lost everything just a week ago. For Laura, it's been 2 years since she lost her home, but it feels like it was yesterday.
You think you're okay, you think you're through, but you're not. It's weird. Something very deep. Very emotional. But there's so many lives that didn't make it, and it's like, oh my God.
This is a small community, and almost everyone knows one of the 85 people who died in the Camp Fire.
In the last week, we've had 3 suicides and 2 from ailments. I hear the stories of people that their parents made it out of the fire, and they get wiped out on 99.
Now, before these stories are forgotten, there are more fires and deaths. And before survivors can rebuild, more homes destroyed.
We figure we're going to be as busy as we are in helping people for the better part of the next 10 years.
For the lower-income families falling victim to the wildfires, the recovery can be particularly long and painful.